Up is minimalism a good fit for you? So once again, I invite you to the live version. I always make a recording of the presentation only so you feel comfortable coming back in and looking at this, reviewing it at your leisure, but absolutely come on into the live workshop. That's the only way you get all the benefits of your membership in the Gutsy Women Finances community. So let's go ahead and talk about minimalism. And this is, if you Google minimalism, you're going to get a lot of different definitions. I like to keep it very simple, very basic, very minimal. Okay, guys? It's living with only the things you really need, those items that support your purpose. Okay, now, if I had stopped at living with only the things you really need, I would, there are lots of things even on my desk that I would have to toss away. And it's like, I really don't need that much. But that second piece of that, the items that support your purpose, that's really what it's about. It's not about like sacrificing everything and only having two forks and two spoons and two knives in your house. That's not what it's about. So remember that definition. Now, the folks, there's so many people now that have books out. They've got all kinds of stuff on minimalism. These are the two guys. This is Josh Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. And they've got a lot of some podcasts that are really good. They have several books out there. There's a documentary which features Joshua and Ryan. So some of this information, at least this beginning information, comes from their idea of minimalism. And again, take everything with a grain of salt because you pick pieces that you like. And so for instance, I'm just going to say right now, like, they don't believe that you should have credit cards. You know what? As long as, I get a lot of advantages from using credit cards, and I have to use a credit card to book all my campground sites, and it's pretty hard to function without a credit card as long as I don't overspend on it, as long as I stick within my budget, as long as I pay it off every month, that's fine. So I don't subscribe to everything that they propose, and there are alternatives, absolutely. But this is about picking and choosing what is going to work with your lifestyle. You don't have to go extreme on this. You can if you want to, but this is take all of this and incorporate the stuff that you like and make sense for you. So, what is minimalism, and what does it produce? I mean, why should you even think about being a minimalist, having a minimalist lifestyle? Well, minimalism, it's really about intentionality. So it's about thinking about the things that you value, keeping the things that you do value, removing all the other stuff. It's about getting rid of those distractions. And I know I fall into this periodically. I found myself like, I don't watch much TV, but when I watch TV, it's like you see all these ads and all this stuff and clips of, things that I don't agree with politically. And it's like, this just kind of aggravates me. I'm going to go back to what I really enjoy, which is reading a good murder mystery. So, a lot of this is about, it's not just about, it probably cost me more to buy that book or to get that. Well, it didn't cost me much to get it from the library, but it's really about what is it that brings me value at the end of the day. It's making intentional use of my time. It's also about the freedom from the passion to possess, especially if you're here in the United States. It's all about what you can buy. You got to have more toys, you got to have more stuff, you got to have the latest electronics. And the truth of it is, a lot of it we don't use, a lot of it we don't need. There's all this pressure to have the latest fashion, have the latest stuff, when you really are minimalist and you decide to only bring what to buy and bring into your home what matters to you. You you stop valuing all the stuff. You start to value relationships. You start to value the experiences. You start to take better care of yourself, who you really are inside. Minimalism. It's also free from modern mania. And by this, you think about all the demands on your time, all of the stuff you got to do in your home life, in your work life, in your personal life. These checklists that go off at the top of your head, and it's the more that we streamline down to what's important to us, it gives us the time to breathe, to slow down. We don't have to live faster. We don't have to rush through the day. We can stop and pause and decide how we're going to spend our time, what's important to us. Minimalism is also about freedom from duplicity, and this is those different lives that we have. We've got a work life, maybe we have a family life, maybe we have a whole other life entirely. We put masks on as we go into the office. We dress differently from one place to the other. We have to, or we feel that we have to become different people in different arenas of our life. And this is about being authentic, just being who you are, really underscoring the values, being unified, being consistent, being authentic, so you don't have to wear all these other masks. Minimalism is countercultural. So, boy, there is a lot of pressure in our society to buy. There's a lot of pressure to consume more and more stuff. And it's also environmentally friendly, by the way. So this helps us slow down, consume less, but it's also about enjoying more. So we're not just buying stuff because we feel that we need it. We're buying things because we know it's going to bring joy. If it doesn't, out it goes. And I know that scene quite well. I've made several purchases here that I'm supposed to, be doing stuff, and it's like, those things are going to be sold because I'm not using them the way that I had hoped. Countercultural means it's also that you're not into the fame and the fashion and all of the crazy stuff, the celebrities, the things that so much of our culture pushes on us. You got to be prettier, you got to be thinner, you got to be more, you got to be smarter, you got to be richer. Comparisonitis. So minimalism is a countercultural movement. By the way, so is financial freedom, so is financial independence. You're right there already, right? Okay. It's about not finding things in the external, but finding your sweet spot, your joy internally. It's about you get rid of that external clutter, but you create the space to address the issues that are closest to our heart. So again, fewer distractions, and some of this is uncomfortable. Now you can declutter, you can get rid of all this stuff and just feel some kind of an emptiness inside. You got to fill that up with, who am I? What do I like to do? How do I want to spend my days? Okay, it's achievable. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Now, um, I really want to talk a little bit about these different ideas of minimalism because I've seen so many critiques of minimalism. Oh, it's great if you already have a lot of stuff, you're making a lot of money, and you can just pick and choose. And if you're poor, you just, that's not it. But there's also these extreme versions of minimalism where somebody tells you can't own more than 100 things. Why? What's the point of that? Why do you have to have all of these rules about minimalism? And then there's the idea that, well, I got to get rid of art. Now I'm in a little RV, and have I have several pieces of art in my little RV. I'm not going to get rid of those. So I can't paint my walls. I can't have things. I got to have simple chairs. I got to get rid of all my furniture. So there's this sense that minimalism, it's this movement, it's all trendy. You gotta buy this brand of chair because it's all nice, sleek lines. It's nonsense. That is just nonsense. That doesn't do you any good at all. There is a more realistic version of minimalism, and that is something that I do endorse, I do promote, and that stresses the importance of intentionality, decluttering, downsizing, getting rid of all the junk, but keeping the things again that support your purpose, that bring joy. It is unique to you. So the things that I have kept are things you might throw away. The things that you keep, I might not value at all. It doesn't matter. It is unique to you. So when you see another critique of minimalism, it's likely that they don't really understand what minimalism is. Because minimalism isn't just about getting rid of stuff, it's about filling your life with intentionality. So again, if you're just into decluttering, great, you got a nice clean house, and maybe it feels, it's certainly much easier to work and a lot less to clean when you don't get rid of the clutter, right? But it is about this inner self, and it does require some inner self work to be comfortable with who you are, to be able to be, go against society's expectations that you buy more and more stuff. I really like this quote. How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. We put things off all the time, and we think about our lives as this grandiose thing. And really, it's about how we're spending today and how we're spending tomorrow. You combine today's and tomorrow's, all of a sudden, that is your life. So again, the minimalism is about bringing that intentionality to your life, how you want to use your time, how you want to use your energy, how you want to live. Okay, so I just talked about, part of it is decluttering, part of it is organizing, part of it is more living an intentional and maybe even a more spiritual life. So I'm just going to talk about 6 decluttering methods. I wanted to bring you some real practical information. And if you're at this point of, yeah, I need to get rid of some stuff, I need to declutter. And by the way, I managed to accumulate clutter every so often. I have to declutter. And right now I'm thinking about some of the things that I've been hauling around for almost 2 years that I haven't used. So I'm going to go through some decluttering myself. So some of the popular methods, the KonMari method, and this is really about taking your whole house, creating a pile of this is the stuff I'm gonna keep, and then you basically get rid of, donate, do something with all the rest of it. But it's about focusing on what it is you're gonna keep. There's a minimalist game, and this again is something that the minimalists talk about. It's you start on the first day of the month, and then you get rid of the number of items that correspond to the day of the month. So on day 1, you get rid of one thing. On day 20, you get rid of 20 things. On day 30, you get rid of 30 things. Now, this is pretty hard to maintain. You have one day where you don't get rid of your stuff, and all of a sudden it feels pretty overwhelming. So, but it is a way to turn it into a game. There's another method called the 4-box method. You set up 4 boxes in a room. One's a put away box, a giveaway box, a throwaway box, and it lets you have an undecided box. So the danger is if your undecided box takes over the whole room. It's like you got to make those decisions, folks. But that's another method that works. And like everything else, it's about picking the method that's feels right to you. There's also something called the 1 method. Get rid of one thing every single day for a period of time. So you might have a month where I'm going to get rid of one thing every single day, and it's sort of a gradual process. Then there's the packing party. Pretend that you are moving, invite some friends over, pack up everything that you would like to take to your new, probably smaller home, and put that all aside and declutter, get rid of all the rest. So another method, this is really simple and it just has to do with clothing and the clothing that you have on a hanger. Um, we tend to collect clothing and then we look at what we really wear and it's like, okay, I only wore 10% of what's in my closet. So you start by facing all of your hangers one way, and then when you wear that particular outfit, put it back in the closet and you reverse the direction of the hanger. And so that shows you very quickly which clothes you're actually wearing. So, you could do that for 2 weeks and probably get a good sense that these clothes they can be stored, they can be donated, they can be tossed, whatever you plan to do with it, but we really don't need all the clothing that we accumulate. So those are some popular decluttering methods you want to try. Really, the question is, if you're going to go into minimalism, ask yourself why. Why do I want to do this? Now, there are a lot of different whys, and you can have multiple whys. So, the obvious one is I want to save money. I want to cut down on how much I'm spending. Maybe I want to make some money also by selling some of my stuff. I want to focus or figure out what is important to me. I'm not so sure, and by getting rid of stuff and by really being intentional, I'm going to get more clarity with my life, make better use of my time and energy so that I'm not spending my energy doing, accumulating stuff and doing things that bring me no value, and also shifting away that focus on the stuff, like the stuff is going to bring me happiness, and we all know it really doesn't, and shift it more onto experiences. So really know your why. So let's talk a little bit about how minimalism can be connected to financial freedom, because hey, we're Gutsy Women Finances. We're all about financial freedom, financial independence. So let's talk in specifics about how that might work. So like I mentioned previously, you're going to save more money. So you're going to cut your expenses because you don't need as much as you thought you needed, and you're going to put more and more money away that you can then save and invest. Now, another thing that may happen, and I hope it happens for you, is that you might actually make more money. Okay, like how? How am I going to make more money by becoming a minimalist? You're going to make more money because now you can focus. You have fewer and fewer distractions very often, and that comes with greater success in the workplace. So your income may actually grow. If you're an entrepreneur, you have less busy work, all that other stuff, you can really focus in on your business and make more money. The other thing, and when I talk about financial freedom, you got to have a purpose. You got to know why you want to reach financial freedom or financial independence, and being a minimalist will help you clarify that purpose. So you're going to be thinking more about how you spend your days. You're going to strengthen your purpose and your intentions. All those things go a long way toward reaching financial independence, toward building that dream life that we're all after. Now, I showed you guys this not too long ago, and I may bring this up in just about every workshop because this is, again, this fantastic chart, the chart I wish I had seen when I was, even 35 or 40. It would have saved me a lot of time, and I probably would have sped up a lot faster. But the idea is, the more you earn, the less you spend, the more you save and invest, the less time you actually need to have an income, the less time you actually need to go to work every day or do something that brings in that other income. So if you're making $80,000, that's your income after taxes, and you're spending only half of it, you can be done in the workforce after 16.6 years. So minimalism is going to, again, hopefully help you grow the income, but definitely help you cut the spending. The more you cut your spending, the less you need in the future, the less you need to accumulate to be able to pull the plug on the workplace and to be able to live the life that you want. So keep that in mind. I know that there's a lot of us out there who sees financial independence um, as this opportunity to live the lives that we want, and sometimes, a lot of times, it includes travel. So um, that the things that are important to you, the travel and the experiences, they ought to be your priority, not a giant fancy mansion that keeps you grounded and keeps you from doing the things that you love. Okay, so simple thing is minimalism is going to help you speed up your journey to financial independence. And one more thing, minimalism, it's hard to say that over and over, isn't all about deprivation and sacrifice. A lot of people who live a minimalist lifestyle feel that it's a richer lifestyle than the one that they had before. And I totally agree with them. As someone who travels and spends so many days outside in nature doing the things I love, the travel, there is an expense associated with it, but everything is a trade-off. Think of your trade-off. Think of doing the things that really bring you joy. It's going to help you speed up your journey to your dream life, to that financial independence. Now, I don't know if you've had the opportunity yet to check out Financial Freedom Academy. That is the course that is in Gutsy Women Finances. That is going to take you from step one all the way up to step gazillion. You follow that program, and I'm going to tell you what, it's going to help you reach financial freedom. It's going to help you reach the life of your dreams. So I invite you into Financial Freedom Academy. If you're not already in there, check it out. If you haven't opened up, started lesson one, just go in, check it out. I think you're going to like it. All right, until the next workshop, I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to know in the comments how you view the minimalist lifestyle, if you think this is a hard lifestyle to achieve, what challenges you have, what are your wins. Go out there and live intentionally. All right, guys, bye-bye.